Colchester's football stadium has seen very few changes since its construction in the 1930s. Consequently, facilities are considered below standard for not only the general public, but also for the corporate users. Football today relies heavily on corporate hospitality and social activities to raise much needed cash, especially in the lower leagues. Spectators across the spectrum also demand high standards for their leisure pound. Families are encouraged only if the environment is right. Otherwise, they'll look elsewhere and attendances will naturally fall. Artists' impressions were not up to the standard they are today, but there is no doubt the clubs simply do have to move on to survive.
You only have to look around the ground and see how much has to be done. There's so much money needs spending. You could lose £50,000, £100,000 here in just doing the very basic jobs, and we haven't really then considered the spectator and his family, and they're very important. So at Layer Road there's so much to be done and so much money needed.
The chosen site was on marshland between the Avenue of Remembrance and the railway line. It was considered as many as an ideal site, but what it did lack, unlike today's ambitious plans at Cuckoo Farm, was the involvement of the Community Sports Trust and facilities that would benefit the whole community. The current plans for the community stadium were unveiled at a press conference in the year 2000. This was followed by a public presentation at the Colchester Institute.
On behalf of the Colchester Borough Council and everybody else involved in the project.
The latest plans and proposals, which incorporate facilities to benefit the community, were well received. The council, along with the club and the Community Sports Trust, have done a really good job of selling the idea.
The main accommodation up into two halves. On the right-hand side is basically on the three stands, the south stand.
Well, I've been supporting the culture for about 15 years now, and I just don't think any progress has been made at all. Every single time I read the Evening Gazette, it's yeah, the community stadium's just round the corner, you know, and all the petitions, everything like that. Just no ground's been made at all. I've heard Tollgate down by the station, and now up Cuckoo Farm. I just don't think any progress has been made at all, I'm sorry, no. Well, put it this way, I went to the Birmingham game away on Saturday, and I sat down in comfort, watched the game. We lost 2-1, but I enjoyed it. I went down to Layer Road on Tuesday night and watched the game on Terrace 3 and spent the whole game on my tiptoes. Just didn't enjoy it, didn't enjoy the experience. And I'm sure a lot of other people think that as well.
If this project fails, what do you think the consequences would be?
I think the consequences would be dire for the club in the respect that we've put a lot of effort into getting where we are today, and we will lose that over the next 2 to 3 years if we stay in the championship, purely for the fact that we won't be able to stay where we are if we haven't got a stadium.
Are you willing to ground share with any other club?
If you mean by that ground sharing with one of our local rivals, i.e. Ipswich, and I think that's the only viable club we can ground share with, then no, because I won't go to a single home game. I just won't go, sorry.
Do you think the community stadium will be built?
I think it will be eventually, but I understand that now we're in the Championship, if we haven't got a stadium that befits the status of the club within 3 years, we'll be relegated. So I just hope it will be built within 3 years, but I doubt it very much from what I've seen before.
Well, I went to a meeting where the council was present about the new stadium, and we were told at that time that if the land had been sorted out, or was going to be sorted out, from that point onwards it would take the council 48 hours to give planning permission. We are months down the line now and nothing's still happened, so I'm very disappointed.
You can't get much more important, I don't think, for the future of Colchester.
Well, I guess I'm one of those people that's really been dragged kicking and screaming to the acceptance that it is vital for us to continue as a football club. I love Layer Road. For me, that is what football's about. But I also know that people's expectations of the game and where it's played have changed immensely.
You can't carry on, if you've got ambition, you can't carry on at a ground the size of Colchester's, as much as it's, you know, dear to a lot of people's hearts.
The season we've surpassed that, and no, everyone's delighted. We've worked very hard for this. I've got to say, I thought we thoroughly deserved it. I think we've worked so hard this season. It's a dream come true.
It's fantastic, you know. Probably what I've been imagining the whole time, and you know, it's nothing less than what we deserve.
Can't really grasp it at the moment. You know, little Colchester in the Championship.
Were you impressed with the Evening Gazette campaign?
Yes. Some people say it's the #1 paper for Ipswich Town, but it's not. You know, it's Colchester's paper, and so it's important that the Gazette is behind us, and we'll be behind the Gazette and support the Gazette in what it does for the club.
30,000 signatures on a petition is impressive. How important do you think that is?
Oh, I think it's very important, but it's only important if people actually listen. If the club, if the council, if the fans still believe in it, if they listen, they've got to stop being names on paper and actually start being you know, something that's important. And so, unless the project moves on to completion and we actually get the stadium, then really they don't count for anything.
The Layer Road isn't big; it's just like really small as well.
It's like a big shed.
Our recent promotion and cup runs have resulted in acres of national newspaper coverage for the town, and we think there's more to come. So where are we up to? After the highly successful petition, which gained well over 30,000 signatures, and the sale of land by the Mental Health Partnership, there remains one major hurdle: the business plan. The council have contracted a company to oversee the business plan, which incorporates the three partners' individual plans. This is expected to go before the Cabinet in November 2006. If successful, Colchester Council would then be able to borrow the required amount that will be paid back by the club and proceed. If not, the future of the club, for so long an integral part of the town's fabric, will be uncertain. This move is not just important to us, the Colchester fans, who have followed the club through thick and thin. It's important to the next generation of fans and to all the new supporters we could attract by showing the club's ambition and improved matchday environment. We also like to encourage more people to have pride in their local team. But whether you become a U's fan or not, the community stadium would be a great place to nurture new sporting talent. Please support the new ground or log on to the website www.ccsag.org for more details. And in the meantime, up the U's.